There is a brutal truth. It's true that the entire elite class, the capitalist class, and those standing at the peak of the pyramid silently agreed upon. The truth is, they must use every method at any cost to prevent ordinary people from completing the process of primitive capital accumulation. So, primitive capital accumulation may sound grand, but you can understand it simply like this. It is a moment when you have enough capital to no longer need to participate in social labor. You no longer need to sell your 8 hours, 10 hours every day. You no longer need to sell your time, your strength, or your dignity to earn money. You only need to live on the return generated by your capital. And when you reach this level, you can call it achieving minimal financial freedom. And this type of freedom is not what the media whispers into your ears. It's not only just 1 million or 2 million dollars. It's not villas or supercars. No! If your needs are lower, and you can completely live in the countryside. Each day, you only need to spend a few thousand, maybe $100. And as long as you have around 100,000 USD deposited in a bank at an interest rate of around 6 to 7% per year, then each month you already have earned about $500. And that amount is enough for you to live. Without anyone forcing you to do this job or that job. You can wake up on Monday morning and decide to read a book. You can spend 3 years learning a new skill and you have full drive over your time. But this is what the capitalist class never wants to see. Why? Because if everyone has passive income, if everyone is free, then who will work? Who will stand in the factory? Who will sit in the offices? Who will drive on the streets? Who will agree to grind themselves 8 hours or even 10 hours or 12 hours a day to create surplus value for them? You must understand this. Finance does not create wealth on its own. It is merely a tool to redistribute wealth, redistributing it from the hands of those without capital into the hands of those with capital. And for that system to function, they desperately need you to remain a laborer forever. Therefore, every tool of capitalism, every media machine, every advertisement you see, all serves one supreme purpose: to prevent you from completing primitive capital accumulation. So, welcome to RogerSCane, where you will find the truth that society does not want you to know. The first trend, consumerism and the propaganda machine. That is the most sophisticated and ruthless weapon. They don't forbid you from saving. No, they simply make saving look outdated, stupid, and embarrassing. They use media, influencers, celebrities, movies to blow your head illusions, toxic beliefs that money determines happiness. You must have a house, a car to deserve love. You are what you own. Youth comes only once, and you must experience. You must live to the full. You must travel. You see, they turn spending money into a measurement of success. They turn pleasure into an obligation of duty. And you, young person, you're afraid of being left behind. You're afraid of not being like others. You're afraid of being seen as a failure. If you're 30 and still don't have a car, you're afraid of being judged at not knowing how to live. And if you don't go heal yourself at a 5-star resort every year, and so you dive into this rate, you dive into spending, shopping, chasing these fabricated values, and you follow consumerism, and you will spend every penny you earn. And when you look back after 10 years, you have think that, oh, what do you have? A fancy phone, a few luxurious trips to post on social media, and an empty savings account. You have destroyed your own opportunity to accumulate capital, and you have done exactly what they wanted. The second chain, the lifestyle upgraded trap. If the propaganda machine cannot take you down, if you begin saving a bit, then they will use the second chain. This trap comes with a beautiful label, upgrading
your quality
of life. And it operates like this. When you have $1,500, they banks, advertisement, even your friends will advise you to upgrade your phone. Brand new iPhone 17 just dropped. Amazing camera, looks premium. It suits your status. When you save $15,000, they will advise you to buy a car. Just buy it, buy it. Sell yourself from sun and rain with a car. Partners and friends will trust you more, and girls will follow you. And when you grind, say up to $150,000, when you are closest to reaching minimal financial freedom, they immediately advise you, buy a house. You must settle down before you can buy your career. Get a premium apartment. It is only 28 years of installment payment, and everything is wrapped nicely in labels like investment, enjoyment, and building a nest. If the final purpose is this, to drain every last dollar out of your pocket to make sure you return to the starting line. You think you own the car, the house, but in reality, you own the bank. You must grind relentlessly just to pay the interest. You think you own a home, but in truth, you have just signed a 30 years slavery sentence. You don't dare quit your job. You don't dare argue with your boss if you are unemployed for just 3 months. The bank will come and take your house instantly. You have voluntarily trained your own leg. You are locked to the machine again. You are no longer a free human being. You are a premium data. The third chain, the quadrant matrix. And this will be a full picture. This is the reason why the previous two chains exist. Let's look at the Cashflow quadrant from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It divides society into 4 groups. The first group, employees. This is the largest group. They sell time and effort in exchange for a fixed salary. They are the schools inside the system. The second group, self-employed individuals. They might open their own coffee shop, take freelance advertising jobs, be a creator, consultant, expert hairstylist. But they are people who work for themselves. They don't have freedom, but they still exchange time and effort for money. If they stop working, their income stops. The third group, business owners. They own a system that runs on its own. They use the time, the money of others to generate profit. And the last group, at the very top, is investors. They use money to create more money. Money works for them. They don't even need to operate or manage anything else. So do you see the problem yet? The capitalist system is designed so that business owner and investor benefit. And for these two groups to grow richer, they need a huge supply of people from the employee. Those two chains, consumerism and lifestyle upgraded, exist to do this exactly one job, to keep you locked inside the employee group. So if you don't stay there, who will work for them? By draining your capital, they ensure you never have enough to move into the business owner or investor group. You have no capital. You cannot invest. You have no capital. You cannot build your own business system. You only have one option left. Just return to the employee group. Sell your time and your strength. You work, you grind your whole life to enrich the very people who set the trap for you. Thus is the trap of primitive capital accumulation. Sounds simple, right? But many people spend their entire lives just unable to escape. They work for 40 years from age 25 to 65. They become without spoons, drained until their last drop of strength, and when they no longer have labor value, the system discards them with a retirement booklet. Are you stuck in this trap? Are you working 8 hours a day, receiving salary, paying bills, then repeating the same cycle month after month? Do you feel like you're running on a hamster wheel, never reaching the finish line? So how do we escape? If you go online and search how to get rich, what do you see? Work 18 hours a day, invest in crypto, trading forex, buy a $5,000 real estate course, and so on and so on. Just let me tell you the truth. Those are just other traps. They're set by the very people in the business owner and investor groups. The real solution is just a little bit boring, often looked down upon in modern society. That's saving. I know you're thinking like, saving? I make $400 a month. How long until I get rich? Who save money in this era? You must invest, invest, and invest. And that is exactly how the system manipulates your mindset, and you have completely misunderstood the purpose of saving in the 21st century. The system wants you to believe that saving is only for emergency or for buying a bigger item. It is no different from the house and the car trap we discussed earlier. No, just listen carefully. This is the truth that will change your life. Saving is not for buying things. Saving is for buying time. So, step 1. Save aggressively to liberate your mind. It doesn't matter how much you earn each month. What matters is how much you keep. You must escape poor thinking, escape herd mentality. And so what is poor thinking? It's earning $400 but spending $500. It's making money and burning it immediately. It's living your youth on borrowed money. You must cut meaningless spending. Don't let showing up blur your judgment. Don't let comparison blind you. And this is a battle with yourself. Every time you want to buy a new phone, ask, do I really need this or do they want me to buy it? Every time you want to swap an installment plan, just ask, am I buying an experience or selling a piece of my future? And even if you're only saving $100 a month, it's still $1,200 a year. It won't make you rich immediately, but it will give you something far more valuable, the right to choose. When you have $2,500 saved, you have the right to quit if you have a terrible boss. When you have $6,000 saved, you will have the right to refuse a meaningless project. And when you have $12,000 saved, you will have the right to take 6 months off without paying. And why? To think. A person trapped in the bill-paying loop has never ever had that luxury. They don't have time to stop and think which job is valuable, which project has leverage, and which part has a future. They only have time to worry about tomorrow's meal. And this is the key. Only when you are freed yourself from basic labor can your mind be free. Step 2. Use your free time to increase the thickness of your hours. And this step determines whether you remain a screw or become a builder. You must understand that for some people, 1 hour of work is worth just a few tens of thousands. They sit at the bottom of the value chain and doing repetitive work. For others, 1 hour is worth tens of millions, and they sit at the top. The capitalist system wants you to stay forever in the tier where your hour is worth pocket change. And now, use the freedom fund from step 1. You will use this to buy 3 to 5 years to actively learn and explore your strengths, develop your potential. And you are no longer grinding meaninglessly, no longer doing 2 or 3 jobs a day. You focus on increasing the value of your time. Just use those 3 to 5 years to learn new skills, upgrade your abilities. Learn coding, learn design, learn video production, learn about AI, learn sales, learn marketing, learn data analysis, learn law, learn any skill the market demands and pay well for. This phase is the hardest. Your friends are upgrading their cars, buying houses. You're hiding away, investing in the only thing that no one can take from you. That is your skills, your intelligence, and your brain. Step 3. The quantum leap in productivity. So after those 3 to 5 focused years, what will happen? Your productivity will move to a completely new level. One day, your work may now produce the value of 10 days, 30 days, or even 365 days of your old self. When you become a top AI engineer, 1 hour of your work is worth $200. When you become a sales expert capable of closing 100 billion deals, 1 hour of your time becomes immeasurable. And this is where the magic happens. This is when you truly have a chance to complete your primitive capital accumulation. And maybe you're still in the employee group, but you are now approaching the self-employment group. You can choose the work that suits you, and most importantly, you can negotiate your pay. Your salary becomes $2,000 a month. You save $1,200 a month. In just 2 years, you can have $30,000, not counting investment or gains if you invest or deposit it. See the construct? The trap of the system is designed so that you take 30 years to accumulate, but the part of the awakened person is to take 5 years to upgrade themselves, and 2 years accumulate, a total of 7 years for a complete escape. Step 4. Complete accumulation and transition. Let's say after 2 years of saving, you have $30,000 or maybe $40,000, right? And what will you do? You have won the first battle. You have officially achieved minimal financial freedom, and you no longer have to work. You have broken chains of the employee group. And now you have full control. You can continue working, not for the money, but for passion. You can quit your job. You can deposit your $30,000 or $40,000 into the bank, just to live slower and have more choices, because at least you have a stable monthly return to support your living expenses. And this is when the real game begins, when you can use the capital to transition into the investor group, use the capital to move into a business owner group and build your own system, and you can hire workers from the employee group to work for you. At this point, you're no longer a screw, you have become the owner of the machine. The journey is not for everyone. It requires more than intelligence. It requires an iron discipline and a sharp awareness. And you will have to fight your own laziness. You will have to fight herd mentality, envy, greed, comparison, and most importantly, you must fight the massive propaganda machine of consumerism, screaming into your ears every single day. Capitalism, in the end, isn't good or bad. It is just a machine, and it simply runs according to its own laws. The question is, do you want to be the screw thrust inside that machine for life? Or do you want to learn how to operate it? The choice is is yours. Start today. Start by saving your first dollars, not to get rich immediately, but to buy back your freedom of choice. And from that freedom, everything will begin to change.